All right, we're here with former Olympian, current new pro boxer, Michael Hunter. Mike, thanks for taking the time. First, here at the Mayweather Boxing Club, tell us about your new trainer here and what's going on there.
Well, I just started with my man Jeff Mayweather, Jazzy Jeff. He's a real good. He was a slick fighter himself, and a defensive fighter, which that's what basically my style is. I don't really like to say style, but what I prefer and lead to. So I think he definitely. I also have another trainer, but I think he's will be definitely a good add-on to the team.
Yeah. So you were just telling me a little off camera there, but just tell us, Jeff, you've known him for quite a while.
Yeah. Actually, he was supposed to be my first trainer when I was really little. Him and my dad were real close, as Roger, and like I said, that was gonna be my first trainer when I was a little kid, but I never really got started. So it's kind of funny that I'm here back in full circle with him. So.
Right. How did you guys actually decide at this point that you said you have another trainer too, but working with him?
Well, he actually reached out to me on Facebook, got a hold of me, told me that he felt like that he could help, and he knew I wasn't signed with anybody, and I was like kind of a free agent, and he just felt like he could with him and his team, and right along with me, that we could build something really spectacular. So that's the plan. We're sitting here right now. We're just kind of filling each other out. Seeing how the chemistry goes, and then we're gonna mastermind and get this world title.
It was about a half hour ago or so. You had a little you reunited there with Andre Dirrell, sparring with him. What was that like?
Oh man, he's every time I get in the ring with him, he's improving, better and better. Actually, he was like, I think I was his first sparring partner ever. So, I didn't see him come a long way. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was a little fat, chubby kid, he was the same way, and he used to remind me of me when I first started boxing. I was just a few years ahead of him, and man, he's a special kid, man.
Right. And so, for those that don't know, he was the one that you had to beat to go to the Olympics, right?
Actually, yeah. I fought him in Olympic trials, beat him in Olympic trials, which was a nice little epic fight, right. And we still continue to battle it out today.
Another guy it's fun to watch you spar with is King Mo.
Yeah.
And I know you guys have a lot of trash talking back and forth, friendly natured. What's it like to work with him, and from a boxing standpoint, where do you think his skills lie?
Oh man, I was just telling him too as well. He's getting better and better. His jab is getting better. I noticed he's starting to get, I think MMA fighters always have I think the biggest asset for like Anderson Silva and stuff is they have a boxer's eye. The people that have a boxer's eye go very far. So I'm starting to notice that his, along with his skills, but his eye is starting to get better. He's starting to see a little more shots. Instead of making big movements and big slipping movements, they're getting a little smaller and minimizing that window. So, and he's actually me and him lived at the Olympic Training Center together back in Colorado in 2008, okay. Getting ready for the Olympics. So we've been knowing each other for quite some time, man. He's a beast as far as workouts, and he already knows all that Olympic, training, and he's a good dude.
If he stopped MMA today and concentrated strictly on boxing, how do you think he'd do?
I think, to be surprising, I think he would do good right now, especially because of the team and the gym and the atmosphere that he's at. I think he would do all right. He's already, has a nice fan base, and I think he would make it would. I think you would have to, move him correctly, and he would be with the right team. But I think he could go. He can make a lot of money in the sport.
Right. Now you had your first fight not too long ago. It wasn't a perfect performance, but you got the win. What's the transition like? Obviously a huge transition from amateurs to boxing. How do you think, or to pros? How do you think your skills translate to the pro game? And how was the first fight as far as how it felt in there?
I think I was a little nervous. Just a little bit. Anxious. I wouldn't say nervous because I was very excited. I think I was a little, like you said, amateurish. I was a little like hesitant and kind of throwing these little sharp punches. Even though I ended up stopping him, hurt him a few times, and I ended up getting him out of there in the third round. The transition for me, I think, it's better for me because I'm able to express myself a little more. I do a little stuff that's unorthodox. I have my hands in the air. I fight with my hands in my pocket and my hands behind my back. I do a lot of different things that I wasn't able to do in the amateurs. So this kind of like opened the door and freed me up. You know what I'm saying? Let me express myself.
So overall, you think your skill set though is more suited for the pros than the amateurs?
Definitely, most definitely. I had to adjust myself to the amateurs. I think this one will be a lot easier to adjust myself. To make the adjustments to the pros.
What do you think? Amateur boxing is basically pretty much dead for the most part, especially in the United States. What do you think there's still a future there, and then also the removal of the headgear? What do you think of that?
I think there's definitely gonna be a lot more knockouts. So I think that would make the amateur scene a little more exciting. But like you said, it's kind of dead right now. I think they need, the biggest problem is the program. I think they need to correct the program and fix it up. I think there's a lot of, it's too much politics, and everybody wants to be friends and hook people up and stuff like that. I think there's just too much politics in the sport right now, which I think is kind of ruining it, especially as far as USA boxing is concerned.
So do you think it's cyclical, that all of a sudden it'll come back over time and it's just a kind of a dormant period now, or do you think it's times have changed and it's just
I think it's a possibility that could come back. They're constantly changing the things, but it's constantly the same politics and stuff. So right now it's not. I don't see it going anywhere for quite some time.
Okay. And as far as you had your first, what was that, last month? Was that in May?
It was in March.
Was that long ago?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So most guys, when they come out, especially hot prospects like yourself, are fighting quite a bit. You haven't taken that route so far. Any reason for that, and when can we expect to see you next?
Well, I think, yeah, there definitely is a reason. I'm actually not totally signed with anybody. I'm still technically a free agent, and trying to get I'm getting my team together. So I think that was the biggest part for me, that I wasn't just signed. I wasn't signed with everybody, so I wasn't able to. It's been kind of hard to do it myself. Which I only got one fight. I was supposed to actually be 3-0, but I kind of got sick. I had them actually 2 days apart, the fights. But yeah, I think right now, I'm just being patient. I know I'm young. I'm still young. I just turned 25. I'm a heavyweight, so I know they develop a little later. I'll be developing, my man strength about 28, 27. So I still got a few years, and I know it's not going to take me long to get the world title, because, as you know, the heavyweight division right now is not too good. So.
Right. Yeah. So one second, I want to get on that. But just last thing, are you kind of aggravated that talking about the politics of signing? You just, as a fighter, you want to get out there and fight. It's really sucked that you have to worry about stuff outside of the ring more to get your career going?
Yeah. I wish it was a little different. Obviously, this is what the boxing world has put upon us. So. There's nothing really I can say. I'm definitely aggravated about it, because I'd rather just fight, and whoever steps in my way, get them up out of there, because that's how I feel like I can do,
Okay.
So.
What do you think of the American you said there's not much going on in the heavyweights, but as far as the American heavyweights that are out there, at least, any of them stand out for you? Get the Bye Jennings, Deontay Wilder, any of those guys?
I think those guys are just because, they have a good people behind them, the team, and they are signed with the right people. I think they're it's good for boxing. I can't say that they're totally, the American heavyweight division is totally just horrible right now. They're starting to come, because they know that is lacking. So they're starting to put people in and put faces up there, but they're all just holding it until I get there.
As I say, so you're the guy to change it and put Americans back on the map?
That's right.
All right, so where do we see Michael Hunter in 5 years?
Oh man, we might see him with a cruiserweight title, a heavyweight title, 15 defenses or something like that, somewhere around there, lines like that.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing it. So you don't have a definite date right now, right, for your next fight?
No, I don't have a definite date. Sometime in August, I'll be there.
All right, man, look forward to it. Thanks.